Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, since that is now the traditional way of opening up these scenes. This is a scene for New York by Night with your hero, Mr. Silas. Mr. Silas, this evening is once again at his usual hangout, the penthouse bar, club, and lounge. And he's upstairs in his office. He's just managed to get all his paperwork all nicely and organized, ready to be signed, read through the new contracts for the new investments he's making, all ready to be worked on. He has a lovely, just warm to perfect temperature mug of Vitae ready. Well, once you get everything just right, you know what happens.
Mr. Silas receives a, I think, phone call from downstairs, or whatever the club entrance
Probably,
is.
yeah. Oh, yes, it'd probably be through one of the security. Someone, so you're downstairs requesting to come up and talk to me, I assume.
Yes.
Right, let him through. I know who he is.
Oscar walks through and walks upstairs.
Yeah, you've got the standard rigmarole, which you've done several times before on your arrivals to the club. You have the standard security. You also know that Mr. Rain is generally tends to head up the security as well, the general management over here. And you go up, you have declare your weapons. We're not taking them off you. We just really wish to know where they are. You get your VIP pass that will let you get into the VIP elevator where you can swipe it down and actually get to the upstairs room. And then it's just the office on the left.
What you see that he's got several knives and a short sword.
I haven't seen a sword before, but more unusual things have happened in New York.
Yeah, it isn't a standard short sword. You don't know exactly what it is.
Either way, you get sent upstairs, you go through the rigmarole, get through the elevator, and you can be at the entrance of Mr. Silas's office.
Evening, Silas.
Just as he was about to go and take a sip from his nice warm cup. Evening, Oscar. It's been a while.
Yes, well, you know me. I only show up when I need to.
So, what brings you to my abode?
A party. That was done a couple of days back.
I have parties most nights. Kind of comes with the territory when you run a club.
This was a star or a meteorite gazing party.
Ah, yes, the one I had at that new Turkish place. That was an interesting party. We had quite a few interesting guests.
Yes, one of those guests. Well, let's say that something happened at that party which me and my house is not that happy with.
You'll forgive me if I'm reasonably a little bit up on what one of your houses do, a little bit of a faint idea of what another one does, and then I'm kind of clueless. I haven't exactly studied biblical law.
You're up, I think, on the 7th house.
Correct?
Yes, I'm the 4th.
Need to make a note of these sometime.
My house concerns itself with time, stars, and order in the universe.
Ah, you're referring to the movement of the meteor during the shower.
Yes, it seems to be a bit erratic.
Yes, I remember that made a little bit of a show in the newspaper. Trust me, it was a little bit scarier when you see it suddenly coming towards you, but fortunately it burnt up.
Apparently, one of your... I was given to understand that it happened that one of the guests at your party cast it.
I had a few of the fair folk at the party. Well, half the party consisted of them. It appears if you ever put down a sign of free food, they'll arrive in droves.
I'm sure. I want to have the name of the person that caused this.
I would love to be able to give you that name, Oscar. Honestly, I would, if I could remember it. You know how hard it is to keep track of these people? I have to keep business cards on most of them just to be able to greet them properly.
Um,
Now, let's see, I've got one. No, it was not Nathan, I remember that. It was, I think it was the quiet one. Spoken whispers, but that's about as much. It's all very hazy after you had a meet up with them.
Mr. Silas, I've known a little bit of you and your reputation. Of all people, I think that party and most parties are kitted out with cameras.
Oh, at least you know. Well, we've had this rigmarole now. Camera feed is what I can do. I can't do a name for you, unfortunately. But
Hmm.
the camera feed, that I can do for you.
Then let's look at the camera feed.
Well, let me have a little dig through. You
I'll
want to go and sit in the kind of the main room? I'll bring a laptop over there, and I think I have a burnt copy of that evening stashed down here somewhere. Help yourself to a drink.
Yes, I will. Oscar moves down. He seems when he sits down, he seems to be a bit agitated or impatient. But he'll wait.
Silas takes a quick pick up his mug, somewhat saddened by the fact that it's now gone past perfect drinking temperature. Takes a big gulp and begins to go through a variety of little measures. Just as kind of, you can see that he's trying to recall where he specifically put this one. This is a guy that has lots of backups of lots of things stashed all over the place. Now, where was that one? And then he walks over to his little vault that he keeps in the corner, opens it up, pulls out a shoebox, pulls out the false bottom of the shoebox, pulls out a couple of compact discs. Nope, haven't used those in years. And then pulls out a small in a case DVD with a date and time written on it. Yes, I think this is the one. Well, here you go. Pop it into the computer.
Oscar will give you a time. It seems that he remembers that time very well.
Usually I ask people for, favors and stuff for me pulling this stuff out.
As I recall, they let you go last time.
Will you let me go next time?
That depends what you're trying to get away with.
Fair point. Yes, sir. That's goes. He has a pile of business cards. That one's Nathan. That one's. I think that one's this business card. It wasn't her.
No, that's Veronica.
Yeah, that's Veronica. I have one for that gentleman, but his name escapes me. But I know it wasn't that one. The one sitting over there. The one that took the bowl of water. I remember the bowl of water, and I remember that the incident happened shortly after the bowl of water. I thought it was odd that someone wanted a bowl of water.
Let's see. I got a description here for somebody with long blonde hair. Let's see. Appearance that could make a Miss Universe cry. Yes, that's.
Oh, you should see what they really look like.
Well, so let's see what she does there. That's a quiet one, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's the important word to take away from that is I think so. Like I said, it's difficult when it comes to these guys. Got some kind of protection.
Let's see. The accident of the incident happened around this time. Could you speed it towards this point?
Click, 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 click. And there you go. She says a couple of words, looks at it, things happen.
Okay. Well, I'm not that home at fairy powers.
Unfortunately, I don't exactly have a feed looking up at the sky.
No. But it did happen around this time. Do you have sound?
Of course, most of my areas are bugged to hell and back. I don't mind admitting to. You might find it a bit gobbled. There's quite a few conversations going on at the same time.
Could you zoom in on that Nathan fellow around this time?
Okay. Goes, zooms in onto them. I think, let me choose, he goes through the list of files, well, a little selection, and basically tries to choose the closest recording device to his current position. There you go.
Oh, it seems to be rather calm around that day. So then it is probably. I think her name was Alicia. Could you show me Veronica around that time?
Yeah, she's just next to Nathan.
Yeah, they're both doing nothing.
Well, besides chowing down on a lot of the snacks I had prepared for it, these guys come with an appetite.
Apparently, those dreams make you hungry. No, it seems to be the only thing that really pointing at the sky at that moment is that Alicia.
I'm kind of the prime suspect for it.
Yes.
I would like to be able to tell you more about the individual, but until I get chatting to them again, it's a little bit hazy. Once I actually get a few words in, it's a lot easier to remember the specifics.
Okay, well, let me give you a few words of warning. This stunt, what she is apparently pulling, is dumb, stupid, and dangerous.
I entirely agree on all points.
And this is not. I'm not saying this, and believe me, I've created part of the universe. It's also the mages that are saying it.
Well, it's a meteor shower. A lot of people witnessing that one.
No. I'm talking about changing the course of a meteorite.
What is it? Something like the meteorite had a predestined location. There's not going to be some spiral in After Effects.
Most things do have a predestination. Or perhaps think about why the Earth hasn't been hit in thousands of years by a world-destroying meteorite?
Well, we haven't been hit by a world-destroying meteorite, but we've been hit by plenty of meteorites.
Yes, small ones. The last one was in Russia. It only caused minor injury.
right place, right time. Well, this one burnt up.
Yes, it was supposed to be burn up, but not in that course.
Well, I think, well, like I said, I agree with you. And especially, I don't like high, flashy stunts. They attract attention, and I rather everyone kept low,
What I rather
model attention.
what I rather mean is you you remember those space shuttles, right?
Which ones I helped out with?
The American flying.
Yes, I provided the plans.
Yes, well, what would happen then if suddenly the entry course of a space shuttle shifted?
Oof.
Yes. What would happen if a meteorite, and in this case it wasn't happening, suddenly got the right amount of entry?
Point taken. Well, it's a bit more due to angle. Meteorites aren't exactly aerodynamic.
Yes.
But I'm not going to argue the specifics. Like I said, I agree with you, but I think you might be wanting to have a chat with the person in question more
Yes,
than go over
exactly.
the details with me.
I'm
There's
going to have
a
a little chat, and depending on the answers I hear,
well,
I'll see
there's
where the chat leads.
I've got a card and a place for a pub where these guys tend to hang out. There's a one of the specials that runs the pub. He seemed to know most people. Maybe if you were trying to find this individual, he might be the person to look for.
I've got a
Because, well,
name,
I don't know where she is, but
I've got a name, I've got a description. It means I'll find you. But thank for the business card anyway. Can I get you any favors? Questions?
um, none spring to mind at the moment. Currently, I'm sorting out paperwork, but I always like to keep a favor banked.
No. I like my favors when I can answer them. Give my regards to Josh.
Hey, you can tell fortunes, can't you?
No, but I can do certain other things.
Um,
What do you want to be found?
Oh, you're good at finding things.
Oh, yeah.
I'll need to keep that in mind. And I was just, well, there was one of the fair folks. She was saying that she tells fortunes and whatnot. And I've never considered getting my own fortune told by one of the other supernatural residents of our fair city.
Oscar will take out a card, write something down. This is the person you're referring to. This is her address.
Mm-hmm. Ah, excellent.
You see the home address of Veronica written on it.
Oh, I can definitely put that to use. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No. It's time to meet this illustrious person.
How are things going with the New Jersey crowd?
Alive, some of them.
Well, that's better than most of them.
Well, one suffered an accident. It's only the problem is keeping us down.
Well, let me know if you require any assistance. Better you guys than, well, better the ones I know than the ones I don't.
No, unless you have seen a rider and horseman in devil form riding around, I don't think you can mean much.
Very well.
Good evening, Mr. Silas. Oscar
A pleasure, Oscar.
Oscar walks out. What you do find strange is you see him walk out the door. But if you later check your video cameras, there are no other videos of him walking any further. They basically open the door, walk through. You don't see anything after. Like,
Oh, I'm familiar with this trick. I've seen it. At least it's not someone jumping through my phone.
no, that's possible. That's difficult.
Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, as the two separate, and Wheeler heads in search of his new target, we shall call the scene to a